Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Okay, so given it's Minxcember and it is the 5th anniversary of my channel, I kind of wanted to do something where I look kind of back at my at the past, I guess. I wanted to look at the past and look back at a few things. So here we are with a kind of tier list, and this is a tier list for all of the cars which I've driven in the F1 uh, in F1 leagues. So from the Ferrari I drove in AOR season 15, all the way up to currently uh, WOR season 13 in the Aston Martin. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right, so let's start off with let's go from the beginning to the end. So first of all, my first car, essentially, my first league racing car, the Ferrari SF70. And well, there's just no hesitation whatsoever. It's GOAT. It is. It's a very special car for me, and you know, um, it's not really ranking them based on real life performance or whatever. It's genuinely kind of like my memories with the car. Kind of yeah, like it's the cars which I liked the most or enjoyed racing the most or had the best memories in. So absolutely GOAT for the Ferrari. It's my first league racing season. I was a rookie. I won a race. Um, Made a few mistakes later on in the season, and that kind of cost me. Um, but like for my first season to finish second place in the championship was fantastic. Um, so yeah, that's absolutely first race win, playing for the championship in my rookie season. Just yeah, it's up there, right up there. Okay, so now this is a tricky one because this is the McLaren for 2018. Um, this is a hard one because I did win a race in it. It was my last AOR F1 victory. I didn't know it at the time because well, you won one race and then you win one race and then another one comes along and it's like, well, I'm gonna get another one surely. But funny enough, that was actually it. I won in Monza and I won it in Spain next season, and that was it. I just wasn't able to get another one, I guess. Um, but other than the race win, this one I had a very tumultuous time in this car, I guess. Um, because of connection issues and I guess I had a bit of drama with my teammate, I guess. Um, so I can't really put it as GOAT because it again like it got the connection issues. Like if it wasn't for that race win, I would say I'd kind of be putting it down here. Um, I think with the race win, despite the issues, I would still say I was fairly competitive despite the issues, which actually kind of yeah, I was essentially kicked from the season because of my connection issues, and I was allowed to come back, um, as you'll see. But yeah, I'd say because I had those connection issues, it's great. It's not GOAT, it's great because other than the race win, there are a few issues with connections. My connection. Um, Next season, I returned to AOR. Um, Now this was I didn't just race in AOR with this car. the 2018 Ferrari. Also raced in RDL, and I actually had quite a bit of fun there. So I would say, I would say, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think, I think I kind of forgot about like season 17. I can't remember much from season 17. Um, I know I had a lot of kind of midfield battles or like fighting for podiums and such, but I can't really remember much from that season. Um, but at the same time, I think it was great because it came back from the disappointment of season 16. I came back and um, yeah, I think it was actually Assist League One. I think it was because I was in Assist League Three here. Then I think it was Assist League Three here for the first part, and then it was like Assist League Three and Assist League Two got merged halfway through the season. That was Assist League Two, and then that was Assist League One. So now I'm like Assist League One, one of the best Assist League drivers on in the league, I guess, in like AOR. So yeah, I would say that's great. And then we come to the 2018 Force India, which I raced in GRG. So that was the season where I finally got a championship, um, or an F1 championship. Um, yeah, it was a very special moment for me, and um, yeah, like it was a very close kind of. It wasn't really one on like pace. It was like I kept coming up to races and everything, and I kept keeping going. I didn't pull out. I was attending every race. I was finishing in high positions. I wasn't winning. I don't think I actually won a race all season. I was just consistent, kept showing up. And by the time someone did pop along who was much quicker than me, and he started winning pretty much every race, it became pretty much like a chase, I guess. Like it was like how much can I hold him off by? It's like he's catching me up in the championship, and I'm like, oh my word, is he gonna catch me up? Like does he have enough races for him to catch up? But luckily he didn't, and yeah, I actually won the championship one race before the end. So yeah, I won the championship, and that was my first F1 League Racing Championship. So there you go. Absolutely goat. Up next, we have the 2019 Ferrari. Um, I'd actually put this in goat because I think with this car was kind of like an elevation of this one. Like I didn't necessarily win any races, but I had some fantastic racing and some good battles for the podium and everything. And I raced this car for the entirety of F1 2019. So for both AOR seasons, season 18 and season 19. Um, so yeah, like that's go as well because it's just um, yeah, it's just a nice kind of I had some really good races in it, and yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't win a race in it, which is a shame. Like, I got really close in China one time, but I wasn't able to actually win the race. But I have a lot of good memories with this one. So yeah, I'd say it's go. Now for the 2019 Renault. This was the one which I participated in. I think GRG season 2. Um, I put it in great, even though I won a championship in it. It was kind of by default, like the GRG kind of F1 league. It yeah, it essentially, like, there wasn't that many people running it, and so they decided to pull the plug halfway through the season, and I won by default. I was the championship leader at the time, and so I won my second championship in GRG. And after that, I actually left the league because I felt like I won one and then two, and yeah. So I put it as great because yeah, it wasn't as good as this one, and yeah, like, to be honest, I wasn't really the quickest driver either. Um, um, but yeah, it was still fun. Yes, it was still great. I still won a championship in it. Um, oh, I forgot when the car, Alfa Romeo. Oh, the 2021. Sorry. Oh no, I'm gonna have to reset this, aren't I? Reset, edit. No, I knew I forgot one. Anyway, right. So goat, great, goat, goat. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Um. Okay, so where were we? We were at GRG season 2, and then I raced in that for season 19. Oh yeah, the Toro Rosso, which I competed in, I think SRA season 4. I'd say it was memorable. Um, I didn't really get that many great results. It was like I was fighting for points, I guess, and but I had a really good battle in Russia, like side by side action. You were just yeah, like we were. I was going back and forth with another person. I wish the footage was still up. I wish that video was still up because it was a fantastic race. But unfortunately, it isn't available anymore. But yeah, like I can definitely remember that battle, so I put it in memorable, I think. Okay, so I think that's it for F1 2019. Now for F1 2020. Ooh, this one's hard because season 20 was my last AOR season. Um, I wasn't performing well. I got frustrated. Um, I said some things which I regret, and it got me banned from AOR. Um, I did get a race win in this car. I think in WOR. Like, I was a reserve driver for WOR for like the final few races, and I won one race in this, but I'm gonna put it in okay. Because yeah, I think it symbolised the time which I was kind of struggling, and I did race this in TSRL as well, and I also struggled there as well. Just getting caught up in incidents, uh, that weren't really my fault. I was just like someone was spinning around and I was caught up in uh, like the carnage and everything, and yeah. The 2020 Renault. I'd say that's okay as well. Um, I didn't win a championship in it. Um, and yeah, it was in like a league which I just did kind of yeah, it was in a league which was kind of like it wasn't one of the big leagues. It was like one of the minor leagues, I guess. So I think I also drove it for SRA as well. I think season 5 or season 6, that one. So I put it in okay. The 2020 Ferrari, not go, not great. I put it in memorable, because I did win a few races in it. I think in TSRL, and WR, I think. So yeah, I definitely put that as memorable because I do remember winning a few races in that. So now I think we're in F1 2021. So, oh no, F1. Oh yes, yes, I forgot. I keep forgetting this car. Yeah, this is. Ooh, which one? Oh, this is hard because in terms of race performance, this is probably my greatest season. I was in PXR and I did not finish outside the podium once. Like every single race, I was on the podium. You know, I won my fifth championship. So where do I put it? Where do I put it? Because it was fairly easy. It was a fairly easy championship victory. This is a hard one. I think I'm gonna have to put it in grey because again, like I think these cars were like I raced in them with some pretty hard competition. I feel like I was fighting against some really tough opponents, but with this one, I kind of won the championship with little to no kind of um effort, I guess. It's like yeah, it was a fairly easy championship. Like comparatively, like I won this when there was much fast guys behind me. I won this pretty much by default. Um, so yeah, I can't really put that anywhere higher. Like if it was if I actually had to fight for that, I'd probably put it in goat. But it was just like I don't really remember much. I would put it in goat, but I think it's just yeah, I'm gonna put it in grey. I just don't really have a connection like I do have with these ones, I guess, or like any. I don't really have that many memories either. It was fairly like don't really remember any moments from the championship either. Okay, so this is the 2020. Yeah, I think this is the 2020 F1, the 2020 McLaren. This one was PXR Season 2. I'm going to put this in grey. Again, I won the championship, but it was under like um, kind of went off track. I kind of messed up the final race. Uh, my championship rival won. They won the race, they won the championship, but a day later they actually kind of got a penalty and a time penalty and I actually won the championship. Um, it was a good fight all season. And I would say I actually did win the championship because even if he did win, like there was like kind of a dubious, I guess, like finish at Singapore. I think it was the penultimate race of the season. Like he was fighting to keep the championship going. You know, like he was fighting to take the championship to the final round essentially. And I actually kind of think I actually won the race, or I think I finished in the position I needed to be to win the championship. But the thing is that the game kind of glitched. So they just kind of like took the game's word for it. Like on my screen, it said I was under the penalty limit. Like the guy ahead had a penalty, and I was under that. Like yeah, the gap was small enough that I was going to pass them with that penalty. But for some reason, like it kind of glitched or something. Like it suddenly added time um to my race. I guess like it just added time. Like it added a few tenths, so I didn't get that position. Um, yeah, I would say my champion rival was pretty lucky in terms of that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, like he was lucky to even be in championship. He was even lucky to have a championship fight at the end of the season. Um, but yeah, like there was a lot of controversy going on, team orders and all that. Yeah, so I have to put it in grey because whilst I did win a championship and it was pretty hard fought, again, team orders, what happened in the final round where I kind of won it by penalties and all that. I've got to put it in grey. Okay, now the 2021 Ferrari. Oh, oh, where do I put this? I think because okay, this is actually kind of a hard one because I think I'm gravitating towards grey, but when thinking about it, like I won my first race on F1 2021 in this car. I won a championship in it, which I didn't win in this or this or this or this. Like this was the Ferrari which I actually won a championship in. But at the same time, it was kind of a cakewalk. It was a kind of a championship which I really, yeah, it's kind of like the Alfa Romeo situation, which it wasn't really a hard fought championship. I kind of just, yeah, I kind of won it because I kept winning and yeah, I was just very consistent. But again, it's like the Ferrari. I've been racing all these Ferraris and I didn't win one. And I raced this Ferrari in that season because I wanted to win a championship in a Ferrari. I did. I think I've actually got to put it in go. I mean, I put it in grey, but like I don't know, like I just feel like with these, it's kind of like nostalgia, I guess. Like I'm looking at them with rose tinted glasses. This one here, like yeah, when you think about it, I did have some pretty great moments with this car. I won again the first race in F1 2021. I won the championship with this car, which is at the moment my last championship. No, that was my seventh championship. Um, well, that's if you take into account like my IndyCar championship, uh, AOR IndyCar championship, and a championship which was only run for like a few races and I was like the leader of the championship. So I just like it wasn't officially like, oh yeah, you're the champion, like GRG. It was just like, oh well, the season's just ended. We've given up on it and all that. There was no there was no confirmation, but I just kind of like put as like a it's like a it's like a secret championship, I guess. Like not a shadow champ. Oh my word, I'm thinking of the word. Trying to think of the word. Anyway, like yeah, it's like a championship which didn't really count, but it kind of did because I was the championship leader at the time and I won the most races in that season. It was only like a couple of races in, like I think it was up to Baku, so probably 4 races. So it's kind of a phantom championship. That's the word I was looking for. Like it was a phantom championship, but I still kind of count it. Um, yeah, that's goat. All right, so 2 more to go. The 2021 McLaren. I raced this in WR season 12. Hmm. I've got to put it in memorable. Um, because yeah, like season 12 was a fairly quiet season for me. Like I wasn't really on the pace. I was kind of on my own for most of the races, so yeah, there wasn't much action and there wasn't that many memorable moments. So I'll put it in memorable. And then finally we have um the Aston Martin, which I competed in last season. Um, I don't know. I don't know where to put this. I think at the moment, because I do plan on racing this car again. I think at the moment I'll put it at okay because I think it had the same problems as season 12, just kind of um times whatever. It's like the same issues with this, but it was kind of more. There was more issues, but it was the same issues. Like I was kind of off the pace. Um, I wasn't really racing anyone. Like I passed a few guys, and that would be it. I'd be on my own after that, and there wasn't really any battling or anything like that. So yeah, I think it's the lesser of the two. I think out of these two, so I'll put it at okay at the moment. Obviously, this is at the moment. This is as of recording. Um, this could go up here, or it could go up here, or it could go up here. We'll have to wait and see. But for the moment, the Aston Martin is down and okay, which is fine. Like I don't think I really have any kind of car which I necessarily hate. You can't really hate a car, can you? Um, like even these cars, which I do kind of have, like this one, for example, I made a lot of mistakes in this one. Kind of symbolized the time in my um, kind of symbolized the time where like things were not going right for me. I had a lot of drama. Um, and yeah, I made a lot of mistakes and that, but I still think it was all right. Um, but yeah, I think that's it really. I'm pretty sure there's more league racing cars which I've driven. Well, more F1 cars I've driven on the F1 games, but um, I guess these are the ones which I've raced full time that I can remember. Um, 'Cause I've raced in a lot of leagues, and it's very hard to kind of remember all of the cars and all the seasons which I've driven in or raced in. But these are the ones which have kind of been like the main canon, I guess, like the main cars. They're not cars which I drove as a reserve. They're not cars which I drove as a one off. They're cars which I drove for basically an entire season. So yeah. Um, Actually, I think I need to put one more 2020 ass. That that reminded me for 2020 ass. Um, it one final one. 2020 Haas. This is when I was in BFR. Um, didn't win any races in it, but it was a pretty competitive field. I did race. Uh, I did have some pretty fun battles in it. So I'd say I put it in great. I don't know why. Um, I won races in this. Um, I think it's just like overall like the. I do remember that season being fairly competitive, and I was fighting with my teammate and all that. Like it was a nice friendly competition between me and my teammate, and I think we were up against the Ferraris and everything, and all the Alfa Romeos. I can't remember. Um, but yeah, it was a fun season. I didn't win anything, but it was a fun like upper midfield, fight for podiums and all that. Um, so yeah, I think that's it. That's it. So there you go. Um, that is my tier list. That is my F1 League car list as of the 29th of December. Um, who knows? Maybe I could add some more cars to this, and maybe we could do it again a few years from now. I don't know. Um, but yeah, as of this moment, as of right now, this is my tier list. Go, my first car, the car I won my first F1 league in. A car which I had some pretty crazy races. A car which I won in the Ferrari, won a championship in the Ferrari. Those are the four goats. Great, 2018 Ferrari, 2018 Ferrari, 2018 McLaren, 2018 Ferrari, uh, 2019 Renault, 2020 Alpha, 2020 McLaren, um, 2020 Haas, 2019 Toro Rosso, 2020 Ferrari, 2021 McLaren, 2020 Red Bull, the 2020 Renault, and the 2022 Aston Martin. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.